And we are following a developing situation out of Mount Airy right now where the Main Oak Emporium building, one of the oldest buildings in town, has partially collapsed.
This is right in the heart of downtown Mount Airy. Fox 8's Daniel Pierce has been there live all morning long. Daniel, what have you been able to find out?
Yeah, about an hour ago, Mount Airy police told me that they are waiting on an engineer to come in, look at the building, see how structurally sound it is, and also might be able to give some sort of insight in what caused it to collapse and also what might happen next. I'm going to move out of the way and have my photographer zoom in so you can see exactly what people in this community have come to see. That is the third-story structure, what I've been able to make out as the north side of the wall collapsed. The roof has also collapsed. There are bricks all over the ground that are blocking East Oak Street and North Main Street. And talking with people out here, their big concern is, okay, what happens next, especially with this wall that is facing North Main Street? Will it fall on the street, causing damage to other buildings? Talking with Mount Airy Police, though, just for a very brief moment, they told me that one of their patrol officers actually spotted bricks falling from the building at around 5 o'clock this morning. That's whenever they came in. They tried to secure the scene as best they could, and then a witness told me that the building fell, or collapsed, I should say, at around 5:45. To give you an idea, this is a 3-story structure and was in the process of being renovated to make Airbnb units by a company based out of Durham. We don't know exactly how long they've specifically been doing work in this area, or even when the last time they were here working on it. I can tell you, though, that people that have come here, there are a lot of people who are at least relieved that this happened when it did, and not about this time yesterday during the 4th of July parade.
11 o'clock yesterday morning, there would have been hundreds of people standing within that small area, just between the winery and the other side of the Emporium, between the two sides of the street. It would have been, as tragic as this is, it would have been incredibly tragic.
And that's what people have been telling me. Every person that I spoke with, they're just glad that this did not happen yesterday. And this image that you're looking, this is directly down North Oak Street. You can see the police tape have blocked not just this block, but a couple of blocks away. In fact, between Moore Street and here where I am standing right now, which is just past the Emporium, these right here, these 15 to 20 shops are closed. I do want to make note, though, because I spoke with one business owner who owns a pet spa directly across the street from the Emporium. They told me they're fully booked right now with animals, but they've been able to move their animals from the front of the building to the very back of the building. Their animals are safe. They're going to do everything that they can to make sure that their animals that they're watching are absolutely comfortable. We're going to stay out here. We're going to try and get some more information and keep an eye on the rest of this structure to see what happens next. Live in Mount Airy, Daniel Pierce, Fox 8 News.